So as you're walking into the van, on your right hand side, you'll see like you've got all the panel just here. So the first one here is the Fusion stereo. Now you only get, well, there only is one stereo and that's inside. However, on it, they've programmed so you can hook up your TV, which will sit here, and you can also Bluetooth to it, and it has FM, like FM and AM radio on it as well. When you come down the panels here, your first button here, this is your lights for inside. So you can turn them off and turn them back on. This button here, it's just a nothing button. So it's just, yeah, nothing. This button up here, this one is for your outside lights. So it's obviously to turn them on and to turn them off. This one here, it just switches from your white one to your yellow as well. So we had option for the auto leveling Cruisemaster. So we'll just turn that on so you can see it work. So the big thing about the auto leveling is that you get the tank drain, and not many people know that if you obviously don't option for the tank drain, for the auto leveling, sorry, you don't get the tank drain, which unfortunately means that you've actually got to get under the van to manually drain it. So we don't obviously have to do that. So with the auto leveling, when we're finished and want to go, it doesn't matter if we're on a lean or anything, like if the surface underneath us isn't level, all we have to do is flick these two buttons here down and it will auto level it. So it'll make it, if it's like that, it'll make sure it's completely level. When you are finished with it, before you go driving off, make sure it's up into your manual state, because you don't want it going like this when you're driving. Over here, we've got your gauges. So this actually tells you how much air you've got in it. Then you've got these buttons just here. So this here airs you up and airs you down. 9 times out of 10, you're gonna pull up to a place that doesn't have a level surface. So with this, we get to level it with just a push of a button. So you're not gonna need blocks underneath your tires. You can throw that all away because it's all just here. So normally for us, we don't use a level. Max will get behind the van and he'll tell me whether drop left or drop right. Then once he feels that that's level, I'll then come in and I'll feel the van just to see if it's level, you know. Otherwise, everything's going to be like this or this. So it's super easy to do instead of having to, you know, get under the car and under the van, sorry, and put the blocks under. Coming down in here, we had opted for the electric steps. So this obviously just goes up and down.
Hey guys, going to run you through the Redarc Red Vision panel. So Emily, if you pull it forward, you'll see what we've got here is our light screen. This is going to show us each individual light section. So we've got the bed lights, we've got the lounge room lights, we've got the toilet lights, we've got the washing machine light, kitchen light, and then down the bottom here we have our auto, all on, all off. We've got, at the moment, 77%, 6-hour charge, and then car feed, solar feed, 240 volt feed. Down the bottom, we have 3 tanks in the zone, 240 litres, tank 1, 2 and 3, and then grey water at the end. Once you turn the grey water on, starts filling up, closer you get to the top, turns red, meaning you're full and got to drain it. Going down the screen, we've got our 3 tanks. They're all individually set up. So we've got tank 1, 2 and 3, and again, turning these on means I'm turning on tank 1 and that's what it's going to use. You can turn all 3 on. I don't like to do that. I just like it feeding off one tank so I know where I'm coming from. On the other side here, we've got the lamps. So in the center of the zone you get lights, and you can actually turn that on and off so it goes all the way through. And then bottom line here is the spotlight at the front and back of the van. Down to the next screen, I've got myself caught up on this a few times. I've got the fridge right here, that's on and off. So if that ain't green, your fridge isn't on. So always make sure that's green, don't turn it off. And down the bottom here we do have our inverter. So off grid, you're not plugged into 240 volts, turn that on, all your 240 volt is going to work then. Next screen, got your GPS maps. Don't have any clue what that does because I never use it. And that is the bottom of that part there. Switch over to the right hand side. This is pretty much our whole solar controller area. Shows our feed in from our battery management system. So at the moment we're pulling in 53.4.5 amps. Top little screen here is pretty much how much we're using at the moment. So inverter on, got lights on, fridge going, Starlink on. You know, we're pulling 21 amp at the moment. And then down the bottom here is how much we're actually feeding into the battery. Then you've got wattage of how much you're doing at the moment. So we're pulling in 731 watts. And underneath that, the 1641 is how many watts we've pulled in so far today. Battery's at 13.4 volts and 22 degrees. Up on this right hand side, we've just got our state of charge per day. So, you know, if you, obviously us men really love getting into the solar once we buy vans, and you can actually just see where the battery's gone down to. So this is where we'll be in parkies for a few days and then back to our off-grid. So it just shows you where you've gotten to on that day and then where you've gone back to. Come down to the sun. This is how much watts we've pumped in for the day. So, you know, our system, you know, we get about that 5400, which is pretty much where we're burning up from 70%. On this side here, you've got, I think, car jump start, like, I don't know, you just don't even touch that side. And then bigger screens for your tanks, which is just pointless because it's all on your home page, which we've come back to. And then this side here on the left hand side, we've got just a display setting, so you can go in, change your clock if you're, you know, obviously going from Queensland to NT to Perth and back again. You can Bluetooth, get the Redarc app on your phone and Bluetooth it to the system so you can actually control it from your phone if you're just being outside and wanting to be a bit lazy. And then all this sort of stuff here, obviously this is probably a big one, is your system mode. So at the moment we're touring, you turn that into like your park up mode when you're just leaving it sitting in the garage. Fault find, yeah, sort of, you're really never on this page. And you never want to go down to these rogues and muck with them because that's just going to bust up your whole red vision. So don't touch that stuff.